Welcome, Night Owls, to the Book Club After Dark podcast, an inviting moonlit podcast. I'm your host, Danny.
And I'm Michelle. We review fantasy, romantasy, dark romance, and thriller novels.
All things enchanting, intriguing, suspenseful, and maybe a little spicy.
Each episode features intimate discussions on captivating stories, fan theories, and more. And this is your content warning. This podcast contains mature themes and discussions that may not be suitable for all audiences. Episodes include explicit language and descriptions of mature romance, as well as depictions of violence and other intense subject matter. This podcast is rated R for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Yes, and we don't have a spoiler warning tonight because we're just gonna be chatting about the bookish world and all the things, because we have our very first bookstore owner on the show, and so we're really excited for that. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be lots of fun, and we'll introduce her shortly.
So let's get cozy, because the best stories are told after dark.
Yes. Tonight, we are interviewing the owner and founder of FMC Books out of Montana, Missoula, Montana. Yes. And this is Tara, everyone. This is Tara. Hi, Tara. Welcome.
Hi, Tara.
Hi, guys. How are you guys tonight?
We are great. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where can our listeners find you? Where can we find you online? If you haven't checked out our website, you need to go check it out. It's fmcbooks.com. Go check it out.
My name is Tara Hamma. I'm the owner and founder of FMC Books here in Missoula, Montana. We have been a brick and mortar bookstore here at 123 West Main Street, which is maybe the most romance coded bookstore address in the world. We really got lucky. We've been a brick and mortar bookstore here in Worcester, Montana we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary.
Wow, that's awesome.
At the beginning of June.
Wow.
It was really exciting. We started as a pop-up store where we would build a bookstore in a bar for a day. Mm-hmm. And that started about 6 months ahead of us being able to get the brick and mortar store worked out. And FMC is a labor of love for Sienna and myself. Sienna and I met through our daughters. We have 13-year-old daughters they were fourth graders at the same time. They had a lemonade stand together one summer. They used to ride the bus together. Sienna and I had never met, and our daughters had a lemonade stand together. Randomly one summer, my daughter was hot and tired after the lemonade stand and called me and said, "Mom, can you come get me?" And I drove literally 2 blocks around 2 corners and knocked on the door, and this curly-haired black cat of a human being opened the door and said, "Hi, I'm Sienna." And behind her was just a wall of romance novels. And I said, "Oh my God, you read?" And she said, "Oh my God, are we going to be best friends?" And we've been thick as thieves ever since. And pretty much from that day, FMC was born.
Amazing.
And that's sort of the backstory of like what planted the seed to make FMC happen. I think you guys understand as well as anyone does that romance novels tend to be best enjoyed in groups.
Oh, yeah.
We found very early on that I tend to be a more contemporary reader and she tends to be a more dark romance reader.
Really?
And so what would happen is I would find a really great book and I would go, "Oh my God, you have to read this book." And she would find a really great dark romance book and she would go, "Oh my God, you have to read this book." So I would take her a Megan Quinn book and she would bring me a J.T. Geisinger book and we would trade. And that's how I discovered Pen Pal. And that's how she discovered A Not So Meet Cute. And that would be sort of how I would drag her down my happy, sweet, everything's great. And she would drag me down her dark and scary psychological disaster book.
You're better for it, Tara.
Yes.
As is she. She is much more book-troverted than I am. As I think is often the case in any kind of partnership. One of you is the outgoing and one of you is the book-troverted. Mm-hmm. So I get to be the one who does all of these kinds of events. Mm-hmm. And she's sitting in the back right now reading furiously because we have a bunch of book clubs that have to be done. And So she'll go through and she'll make all of the notes on the books, and so that
Amazing.
I can host the book club
Mhm.
because I'm better in the large crowd. So
That's awesome.
we're really lucky we get to play to our strengths. in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, everyone has their strengths, and to build your business around that is amazing. I have to know, because every pair of book besties has one. Are you the fast reader or the slow reader? Like, are you the one that reads like 10 books and then she's stuck on one, or is it vice versa?
No, it's not really a fast reader and a slow reader. It's more of I dive into a book and I will read it. If I love it, I'll read it 2 or 3 times and then I'll live in it forever. I
Becomes your
deep
whole
end.
personality.
Allie Hazelwood's Deep
Mhm.
End is my entire personality. That book
I
became my
love that
entire
book.
last August.
So good.
I lived in Deep End for 6 weeks. And during that time, she read 14 books.
You went to Stanford.
And I was
you,
like,
you
nope.
did the Stanford thing. You did like the whole, you were there.
I lived in Stanford. But I read the book and then I listened to the audiobook and then I read it again and then I listened to it again. And then I had to learn all the things that are going on in it. And she's like arc reading 2 books. She's audiobooking another one. She's got 3 on a Kindle going and she's doing all of these things. And I'm like, nope, I'm fully committed to this one story. And then I'll have a book hangover for, 3 months
Mhm.
and I can't get back into it again. And she's like, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. And she's got 17 books going the whole time. So, we read at about the same speed, but she just churns through material so much faster than I
Mhm.
do because I become sort of hyper fixated on a story
Okay.
for weeks.
Do you,
But she's got 17 books going at a time.
I just wonder, like, is there any like reader's guilt? Like, oh, I haven't read enough this month. Do you ever feel that way as like a bookshop owner? Does that ever like plague you?
One of the things that she and I were talking about tonight actually was before we started the bookstore, I was reading 100 books a year,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was reading a couple of books a week. You just churn through books. And I think if we're all being honest, none of these are the Odyssey. We're not reading the Iliad, right?
Yeah.
We're reading books because they feel good, and we're reading
Yeah.
books because they're fun, and
Escapism.
we're just plowing through them, right? And now I'm maybe reading 24 or 30 books a year. So I'm not taking in anywhere near as much information as I was
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago before I started. But you guys are both moms, right?
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't have as much time.
I'm a mom. I am the mom of
What
3.
is time?
Who has time for guilt?
No.
Guilt? I don't have time for
We
guilt.
don't know her.
I'm a single mom. I'm a bookstore owner. I don't have time for
You
guilt.
all the things, all the hats.
I'm in every aspect of my life. I'm doing the very best that I can every single day. So
Absolutely.
I don't have a lot of time for guilt.
I love that.
No,
That's
yeah,
great.
I love that too. Danny has a son, and I have a daughter and a son who just turned 7 months. So neither of us have time for any of the guilt
Bless you.
that-
Both.
that plagues us.
Yeah.
I have a fresh 18-year-old high school graduate
Oh, wow.
and
Congrats.
twin 8th graders.
Oh,
So
Oh, goodness.
are they twin
Okay.
girls? In
one of each.
one of each. Okay,
Wow.
because middle school's a
Okay.
rough time. That is
Yes.
a rough time.
Oh, yeah. But I'll tell you what, ladies, I live full time with a middle school girl.
Buckle up, right? Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing
She's a
great.
s- She's
Yeah, you.
Well, she's the best thing in the world. She's the sweetest girl in the entire world, and God bless her. She is she's practicing her personality
That's fair.
on
It's
me.
age appropriate. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, and then she's
We
just
love
gonna go out into the
experimentation.
world and be a strong, powerful woman.
Strong, independent,
Yeah.
powerful, ready for anything.
She just has
Yes.
to make sure
Yep.
you know it too.
I'm her first line of defense for sure.
Oh no.
So
Okay, so you already gave us the lore behind FMC Books. So tell us what has been your
Yep.
favorite part about starting FMC Books and your least favorite.
I think I'll start off with my least favorite.
Okay.
So I think my least favorite part about owning the bookstore is I think it would be my least favorite part about owning any business. It is a 24/7, 365 job. You talk a lot about, or you imagine, I suppose I did, when you think you get to work for yourself, that you have all this free time and you have all of this flexibility and you can do whatever you want and you can be wherever you want. No, that is not true. Everywhere you go, everything you do, the business is in your head and you take it with you everywhere you go. If you're on vacation, it's with you from the moment you wake up, from the moment to the moment you go to sleep, every single day. All I think about is, how do I make the bookstore successful?
So you're really
All day,
like a mom
every
of
single
4.
day. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
And
first, fourth
this one is
child.
the highest maintenance. Yes. And this one is higher maintenance than any of the others. So there's that. I think that is the hardest part. When I've had littles, handing them over to daycare, I was like, oh, they're there, they're safe, they're cared for, and I could sort of shut my mom brain off and walk away and go to my corporate accounting job, and I could do that. And I could separate those parts of my personality. I don't have that luxury anymore. I am full-time, all of the things, all of the time. So that, I think, is the hardest part. And it was the thing that has been the most unexpected. The thing that I wasn't expecting, that is probably my favorite part, is the people that I have gotten to know, in particular the women that come to the book clubs and that come to the events and that frequent the bookstore. There are a group of about 6 or 8 women that come to every single thing we do. They have been
Amazing.
here from the day we opened the door. They've been to every book club. They have been to every pop-up. They have been at every anniversary party. They've been at Bookstore Romance Day. They've been at Independent Bookstore Day. They were at Small Business Saturday. They've been at every single event. And we have a group chat with them now. They are in no way affiliated with the bookstore, but we call them the board of directors. Anything these women want, we will do. Because they are... I've got things falling off shelves. The shop is haunted. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay.
His
Plot
name is
twist.
George. He's fantastic. He's knocking things off over here because I'm not paying attention to him.
Oh my goodness.
But so hang on, I have to put he's knocking, there's plants over here and he's knocking them off the windowsill.
For those listening, something just fell off of Tara's desk space area here. And we've got
There's
a
a little
ghosty friend.
air plant.
Very
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Yes. His name is
Does he normally
His
knock
name
off
is
the
George.
airplane?
Anyway,
Or
he normally knocks the books off the shelves. He's a sweetheart, and he's generally very kind, but he's an attention seeker and a prankster.
Well, hi,
And
George.
I think it's important. I think all good bookstores probably are haunted, especially
We hope.
in the building that the bookstore is in we're in a historic building.
Okay.
So of course it's haunted.
Oh,
Why wouldn't
yeah,
it
of
be?
course.
Michelle, we're going to Montana. Pack your bags.
We're going to
Yes,
stay in the haunted bookstore.
If we have absolutely, you should absolutely. You can there are apartments above the haunted bookstore.
Say less.
We're
It's like
going.
a
So
episode of Ghost Adventures. Let's do
so
it.
much fun.
Alrighty. I got to
absolutely.
meet George in person. Oh, excited.
Where there's a tour that takes place in downtown Missoula that's called Missoula Underground. And they talk about George on the tour. So
Famous ghost. What?
he's a very famous ghost.
Okay.
But I have to finish about the board
No,
of directors.
please.
Okay.
Anything the board of directors tells us to do, anything the board of directors tells us to do, we will do, because they are sort of the litmus test for what will be successful and what does sort of our archetype customer want to hear from us. So anything they want, we will do. They said you need to have logo merch, so we got merch, and we got hoodies in February, and they were sold out 3 weeks.
Wow.
So anything that they want, they're such a good like finger on the pulse of what customers want, that anything they say to do, we will do.
That's amazing.
That's good to have.
You have an in-house focus group ready at your disposal. It's amazing.
Absolutely. That's exactly what they are. They are an in-house focus group. But they say things like, so about 3 doors. So we're on sort of a traditional small town city block, and it's little storefronts all the way down the street in both directions. And about 3 storefronts down, there's a tattoo parlor. And we do collaboration every Friday the 13th with the tattoo parlor down the road to do book tattoos. So the entire board of directors has bookish tattoos because we coordinated with the tattoo artists down the way to do flash tattoos for Flash Fridays.
Amazing.
Because they said, we want to get book tattoos. And I was like, say less.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic.
They are the ones, and I know we're going to talk about it more later, but they are the ones who said, we want a gala. And I said, let's figure out how to make a gala. They are the ones who said, I mean, literally, we want a book club. All right, let's figure out how to have a book club. Pretty much everything they say, we want to do a thing. All right, let's figure out how to do it.
It's awesome.
That's amazing that you have that.
They're fantastic.
So that's pretty amazing that you have a in-house focus group and that you're actually taking all of their feedback and truly using it and leveraging it. Super smart. And I love that you're able to do that with your loyal fans, and that you actually have such an amazing base of community there. That's fantastic. And I think even in 1 year, like year 1, that you're already taking that feedback and implementing it is incredibly smart as a business owner, but also just an amazing thing to have already achieved. So congrats on that. That's amazing.
I'm actually really lucky because for the 20 years preceding owning FMC Books, I was a corporate accountant. So my sort of superpower in this world is, unlike a lot of small business owners, I come from business and I come from finance. So I already have that leg up on a lot of what is a struggle for a lot of first-time small business owners. I already know how to read a profit and loss statement, and I already understand how to say things like diversified revenue streams and sound like I know what I'm talking about.
That's great. Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that leap of, because that's a big jump to go from corporate accounting to
big jump
owning your bookstore. So talk to us about the process of how you took that leap of faith to get into this business.
I listened to the podcast that you did with Nat.
Just Cakes.
What is it? Nat's
Just Cakes. Yeah.
Nat Just Cakes. Right. And she had talked about her cake journey had started when her dad passed away. And I was just like, oh my God, we should be besties, because my bookstore journey very much starts when my dad passed away.
Oh, wow.
I was working as a corporate accountant. My dad passed away, and it really sort of centered all of my thoughts on life is short. What do I want to be doing? I don't think it's corporate accounting for a 500-person corporation. And I want to do something that helps my community. I want to do something that gives back to this. I was raised in Missoula. This place raised me. In particular, downtown Missoula is an incredibly special place. And I wanted to do something that gave back to this community. Groups of women are unbelievably important to me. I think if you get a group of women together, there's absolutely nothing that can't be done. And I wanted to do something that sort of fostered getting groups of women together in a room. And I think, weirdly, that book clubs are really, really subversive. I'm pretty punk rock at heart. So counting was not really my vibe. It did, however, pay all the bills 20 years.
Yes.
Important.
And sometimes you have to put paying the bills ahead of what is your sort of passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I took all of these. My dad passes away. I want to figure out like, how do I get back to my roots really? And I just sort of got to a place where I was like, really what was happening is I was saying what I was thinking and feeling far too often for the corporate environment that I was working in. If you follow, if you know me at all, if you follow FMC at all, a lot of my personality comes through. I'm not really great at keeping my opinions and my thoughts and feelings to myself. It's just not a thing I'm good at. Whether it's because of who I am and how I was raised, or if it's because I'm in my mid-40s now and I just don't care, who's to say? But the corporate environment did not get along well with my inability to keep my mouth shut. So we sort of came to a mutual agreement that I should stop going to work, which is a fancy way of saying I got fired.
No.
And so I couldn't find it. I don't know if you guys have experienced this at all. The job market is not great.
Oh, it's really hard.
Yeah. And I couldn't find a job that would pay me what I know I'm worth. And I guess I kind of figured if I'm going to be broke, why not be happy? Let's figure out how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just sort of threw all of my eggs into this basket and went,
Let's
I
do
don't want
it.
to say this on podcast, but the motto behind FMC Books is "fuck it, we ball."
There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
So we just that's what we do. Anytime we've run up to sort of a boundary that we don't know how to get behind, there's a group of women that get together and we either go out for drinks or we have coffee or we sit down and we look at each other and we go, what are we going to do? How do we get over this hurdle? Fuck it, we ball. So that's kind of how we ended up where we're at.
Well, you're in a safe space here because you can
support.
say, you can say any curse word you want. So,
Oh, for
please
sure.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I will.
Great.
I love that you have a group of women supporting that. So, because I think many have found themselves in a similar situation and they're just solo, but you have that support so you can build such an amazing business that really, it reflects you, it reflects the needs in your community. And, you know, it's something that you love because, you know, you might as well be doing something that you love and that brings you joy. So I love that.
If you're not going to get paid the amount of money that you know you can earn, that you know that you're worth, why be unhappy on top of it?
Fair.
If you're going to make half or less of the amount of money that you want to be making, go do what makes you happy. I literally work retail after 20 years of corporate accounting and, you know, making a really reasonable salary and having all of these benefits and having paid time off and having all of this stuff. I went back to basically working retail and I'm as happy as I've ever been because I like what I do every day and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's amazing.
I get to talk to people all day, every day, and I like talking to people and I'm kind of good at
about books too. Not just talking, you're about books.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling a friend of mine who asked me today, like, what's on your agenda for today? And I said, I'm going to be on a podcast. They're going to interview me to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Said, why? And I said, because I have 250 bajillion people's dream job.
Yeah, exactly.
I talk to people about books all day long.
I mean,
I have the best job in the world.
Yeah,
truly.
I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Everyone is jealous of me.
Yeah. I mean, and those who aren't are lying. So let's just be real about that.
They might not want to sell romance novels, but they definitely want to be talking about books to someone. I'm sure of it.
Yes, exactly.
Or music. It's either books or music.
Yeah, it's one or the other, you know, or both if you're me.
Both.
Yeah, no, Michelle and I have talked about that quite a bit. You know, we work full time, we're parents, we're wives, the whole shebang. And, you know, I worked all day today. I worked a almost a 12-hour day, and now I'm still working. But this is the fun part. I get to interview a bookshop owner today. I get to have a completely different, thing that I get to do and get to be part of. And we've been able to build, the podcast and the show, and we have the overwhelming privilege to be able to do this from our homes right now. But would it be cool one day to like have our own studio? Absolutely. Would it be cool one day like for this to all like blow up exponentially? 1000% it would be.
So invigorating to be able to take the thing that you do all day, and at least this is my experience. I do the thing all day and then I come home to be able to have the thing in the evening that fills that cup back up. Makes you feel like, okay, this other part is worth it.
Yeah.
Michelle I have a kind of a mixed bag of background, but right now I'm in the corporate world, and Michelle has is a education background, and specifically in English. And so we kind of balance each other. I'm more of like the personality hire, and she's the focus on content. But Michelle's a personality hire too. I'm just saying, I know my strengths. So we have to balance each other where that is. But when it came to like starting the podcast of like, okay, well, we should be an LLC. Like we should be a legitimate business entity. We should separate this from ourselves. Like this needs to be its own branding, all of its own thing. Like I kind of ran with all of those steps, and Michelle's like, okay, well, what are we reading? And like, well, how are we going to talk about it? And what is that going to look like? And where do we want to go from there? And like, how do we want to evolve and change? And so like the beginning of this year was like a big evolution and change of how we change ourselves and become comfortable with the uncomfortable of okay, well, we're not getting a lot of listeners on this content. So like, for example, we were doing a lot of deep dives for a while. And while I love that, it's also kind of oversaturated in the podcast world, but it's also kind of boring at a certain point. And we started realizing we're spending so much time deep diving. Like I want to talk to some people, which this is how this whole interview process was born. But can you talk to us a little bit about reinvention and how that looks as a business owner?
100% winging it. And I'm not even kidding. We get it wrong a lot.
I could see that. Give us an example. I would love an example of your like, we ordered, however many of these, and we should have ordered way more, or the reverse.
I have two.
Okay.
I have two. One is when Onyx Storm came out, I meant to order. We were just doing pop-ups at the point. We didn't even have a brick and mortar store. And I meant to order one because we knew we needed to, and we don't really stock hardcovers at all. We stock almost exclusively paperbacks. And when Onyx Storm came out, it was in hardcover. And I was like, ugh, I don't really want a hardcover book. I have very strong feelings about hardcovers in general, which we can get into.
I would love to hear those. Yeah.
They're such a pain, and I don't understand. I know they're very important. I think hardcovers should be reserved for collector's editions exclusively. I don't think books should come out as hardcovers until they are proven to be books worthy of being hardcovers.
Okay.
In general, why are we paying why are we as readers paying an extra $10 for a piece of cardboard? It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway,
Onyx Storm.
Okay, right. So I meant to order one because I knew we needed to have it on the shelf. We did not have a storefront. I knew I was just taking it to a bar that weekend to set it on a shelf. Some one person would buy it. I fat-fingered the order, and we ordered 11 of them. It took us 8 months to sell 11 copies of Onyx Storm because we were only doing 4 hours of sales a week.
Oh my God.
It took forever. And that is a huge, I know it sounds ridiculous probably to somebody who's thinking that, we do $250,000 in sales a year, which we that's a huge amount of inventory for us to have to carry behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cash that's being held up by us having 11 times more inventory of one title than we thought we were going to sell.
Mhm.
And that was simply a typo on my part.
At least you didn't put 101 or something, dear God. Thank God it was only
Right.
11.
So I don't know if anyone can see. You are currently looking at the full extent of our bookstore.
I
We
love it.
have 13 shelves. We carry just in the shop, we carry just under 1,000 titles at any
Wow.
given time.
Okay.
We very carefully curate what books we know can sell in our store to our local customers. We have about 5,000 titles online, and we're adding more all the time. We added about 4,000 titles in June alone. I had a personal goal to add. My goal was to add 10,000 titles in June, and I didn't make it because I got distracted. But our goal is to have 1,000 titles that we know we can sell in the store. And then I want to have 20,000 romance titles online. That's my goal. But on the flip side of we had 10 times too many Onyx Storm copies in the flip side of that is Tyler Page. I cannot keep Good for Her on the shelf to save my life. That book comes in, goes on the shelf, and goes out the door in minutes every single time we order it. And I cannot keep enough of them in stock. I keep thinking we have saturated the market here in Western Montana, where there are only 75,000 people total. Every single person has to own this book at this point. People keep coming in and buying that book. If you have not read, by the way, Tyler Page is Good for Her. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Fantastic, little, cute horror romance with as many brilliant, charming horror movie references. So good, so wonderful. Highly recommend.
Here, I fear you're part of the problem.
Loved that one.
I feel like you're helping this
I
book
am
sell.
part of the problem. The other thing that I've learned as a bookseller is that if I liked the book, or Sienna liked the book, or Shay liked the book, who is the third one of us that works here, if we like the book, it's gone. It's out the door. We have to order 4 or 5 times as many books if we like the book. I have to keep ordering it and keep ordering it and keep ordering it, because we will put it in people's hands and send it out every single.
Yeah, because in our experience, especially when we go do events at local bookshops, the first thing we'll ask, like, what are you guys reading? Like, what's going on? What's the good stuff right now? Because we just don't have time. Like, frankly, I trust the bookstore owner's opinion, and I just don't have the time to read all the things, so give me the goods. Tell me what's up. I want to know the latest, and I want to know where should I not waste my time? And, like, spill the tea. Tell me.
One of the things that we do here, my favorite book club that we have, we call it Not Your Mother's Book. And if this concept would catch fire and take off all over the world, I would love it. It's a book club with no assigned book, and everybody reads whatever they want. We come together every other Wednesday night and we do book reports. So basically, you read whenever you want. You come to FMC. There's a book club in the back. We have a little lounge in the back with couches. And we all sit around and we just talk about whatever we've read. You talk about and if you've read a crappy book, you tell everybody in the room, I've read a crappy book. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then half of the room goes, what are you talking about? That's the best book I've ever read. And then a fight happens and it's fantastic. But at this point, having had this particular book club for 12 months, twice a month now, we've had, 25 of these book clubs. We know, the group of us know each other well enough that you're like, oh, Shay liked that book. I'm going to like that book. Or,
yeah,
Corey likes that book. I'm not going to like that. That's a Corey book. I'm not going to like that book. So you kind of know who to hitch your wagon to, and you can just read them. And we have this binder now that's got all of these book reports in it, and you can just sort of flip through it and be like, I want to read that one. I want to read that one. I want to read that one.
I love that.
And
you just gave me an idea for the show.
Here,
we should have book reports. Why are we doing book reports? I read so many books that we don't even have time to cover. So many.
Call it not your mother's book club. Call it not your mother's book club, because it is the single greatest thing in the world. You absolutely can take it and run with it. It is the best thing ever.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so much fun. And doing book reports, it's everything you loved about second grade. And taking the book you loved to your friends and standing up in front of the room and going, I just read Bridge to Terabithia and I cried for the last 2 hours of reading it, but it was so good and you all should read it. And it's so much fun. It's the best part of book club. And it's better than sitting around and discussing what was the motivation behind, why did the bodyguard, jump out of the bush? Nobody cares. Tell me why you liked the book that you just read.
Yeah.
Is so much
Takes that personal satisfaction level in a different direction versus only giving you the plot. Like anybody can regurgitate certain things from the plot. Tell us what you in particular enjoyed. Yeah, I love that.
And how many times have you wanted to go to book club, but you either didn't finish the book, so you feel guilty that you didn't get the book finished, or you don't want to go and sit in the book club and tell everyone that you hated the book they picked?
Well, I'm not shy on the second one, but I don't like to do it. I will say. I don't like to do it. It's not a good feeling. Yeah.
You're like,
no, especially if I pick the book, then I'm really bad. Like, I picked this fucking horrendous. I'm so sorry.
People are, at this point, we've had enough book clubs that people are getting used to me. I don't really pull a lot of punches either, Danny. I think you and I probably have that in common. But I am pretty well known at this point for not really being a fantasy reader and just vilifying some fantasy books as like, that book sucked. It was really poorly written.
Hey,
I didn't like it.
Give us one. And give us one really like absolute
I will
trash.
not. I absolutely will not, because 2 of the books that I think are absolute trash are some of the most popular books on the market that we cannot keep on the shelves. And it's like, those are really, really bad. It's like,
but are they gateway drugs? That's really the question here, because that's what I've noticed.
They absolutely are. And every time they come in and they're like, oh, there was this series and I read it and I devoured it. The thing that kills me about, and tell me if this is your experience, but the thing that kills me in general about fantasy is you have to read 4 books before it gets good. It's kind of time. I'm running a business. I'm raising a family. I've 10,000 books to read. I don't have time to read 3 books until it gets good. I got other stuff to do.
But like, what if you read, because we read a couple of, it's one book. It's a singular book. So what if it's just one book?
Yeah.
And that's
We've got some really good.
There are so few fantasy standalones.
Well, yeah. Girl,
have you read
we just,
no, I have not
how about
read
the
it.
Poison Daughter?
Guarantee I haven't.
Have you read The Poison Daughter yet? That's re-releasing.
It's just about to be. I have not read it. It's just about to be re-released. Or it just got re-released.
Well, it's going to get picked. It just got picked up. Trad. It's going to release in August. And we interviewed the author, Sheila Masterson, who's fantastic, by the way. And her standalone.
Is it staying a standalone?
Yes.
Or is it being
Yes, it's staying standalone.
It's staying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am always on the lookout for fantasy standalones.
No dragons.
No dragons.
I am always on the lookout for fantasy standalones, because people come in and they're like, I am 7 books into oh my God, what is the book?
Dungeon Crawler Carl's really big right now too, which I don't think that's into romance. It's not romance, but it's definitely like really high gamer fantasy. Big time.
I've got one for you.
Oh yeah.
But what is the book that's not Game of Thrones? The Sarah J. Maas book that's behind me on the shelf over here that I can never think of the name
one,
of. King of
or
Thrones?
Throne
or
of
the
Glass.
ACOTAR.
No, the other one.
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Throne of Glass. That's the
Throne
one.
of Glass. Yeah.
No, not the ACOTAR one. Okay. Throne of Glass. People will come in and they'll be like, I am 7 books into a Throne of Glass and I need something else, but I can't commit to another series. What's a fantasy standalone? And I'm like, I don't know. There are 10. Every fantasy is a 7, and none of them are complete. They're all a 7-book series and they're all incomplete. I got nothing for you. So I'm always on the lookout for a fantasy standalone. And if The Poison Daughter is that, I'm stoked.
Yes,
Poison Daughter's
it is.
so good.
It's so good.
No
Perfect.
dragons.
So good.
The mythical creatures are very minimal and they're not a key
Minimal. They are.
The sun is going down, so I'm literally watching myself become like what's his name? Edward Cullen over here.
Oh God.
As I'm getting whiter and whiter.
Will you sparkle?
We have a Monster Smut club.
Ooh.
I am kind of sparkly.
Love that.
We have a Monster Smut book club that is the most fun
Oh, I bet.
you can have on a Saturday afternoon.
Are we talking
All
about
we
like
do
the
is
milking?
Michelle has read more monster romance than me at this point. She's
my
dipped
gosh.
a whole.
Have you read Moonbite?
No, I haven't read that one.
What is that?
Moonbite.
This is Moonbite by Cleo Evans.
Okay.
This is freaking fantastic.
Okay.
Finding out that monster romance is the most wholesome and lovable, sweetest
It honestly is.
romance of. I love it so much
Because they're just monsters. A lot of them is like monsters and like they're mixed in the mortal world. And they're like, I just want to be loved. And, it's just like,
oh, yeah.
Who cares? You're
It's like,
a 7-foot minotaur.
Right. It's like, I'm a 7-foot werewolf and nobody loves me. Take care of me and make me feel special. Fantastic stuff. Love it. Love it.
That's where the Wolf King just got picked up. That whole series. It's only 3 books, but yeah, that one just got picked up. She just released that it's going to be a TV series. I think today, actually. She just just released that that's going to be picked up. So good for her.
That's very cool.
So because you've mentioned now you have multiple book clubs. So talk to us about your process and how many book clubs do you have, first of all? Talk to us about your process in creating these book clubs and like deciding, the picks for the different book clubs and all that. I know one doesn't have a pick, but there are others. So talk to us about the whole book club process.
Okay. There are, I think, 7, which means we do a lot of homework. We have our FMC book club, which is sort of it's our flagship book club. It was the first one we ever did. And it was like our first experiment. And it's the first Wednesday of the month. And it starts from a place of, that was the night that Wednesday night was the night my kids went to their dad's house and had dinner. And so I was like, sweet, we're going to have a Wednesday book club. Done. Because I knew that was the night I could stay late at the shop. Mm-hmm. And that started out as how do we get people to come to the shop and gather? That literally is how it started. I wanted to get a group of women in a room. Our first book club book ever was Allie Hazelwood's Problematic Summer Romance. And that was the first Allie Hazelwood book I ever read, which is freaking hysterical because it's probably, I don't know, the 4th book down that rabbit hole. Didn't know, just picked one. It was June. We needed a summer book. We picked it. I think it came out last June. That was when we were like, we need a book nobody's read. So we picked that one. And everybody loved it. And everybody was like, let's do another. Let's do another. Yeah. So we did that one. And then at the end of the summer, so we did 3 book clubs last summer, one in June, one in July, one in August. And then people were like, we want more book clubs, but we want themed book clubs. We don't always want to be reading contemporary books. In fact, we almost never want to be reading contemporary books. Contemporary books, it turns out, are often palate cleansers for people. Our contemporary section is probably our smallest section.
Really?
Because people will come, they want to read dark. People are like, I'm a dark romance reader, but I've now read enough murder and mayhem that I need a break. Give me something cute and cozy. Mm-hmm. Or I read fantasy, but I need a palate cleanser. Give me something else. We don't have a lot of people who come in and are like, I read almost exclusively contemporary and rom-coms.
Interesting.
Nope. They usually use those as to like break up other stuff. So we were like, okay, what are the genres that people are actually reading? So we have a fantasy book club called Swords and Sheaths, which took me so long to get is a dick joke. Had no idea.
I like laughed immediately. I like chuckled as soon as you said it. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
I'm the queen of puns. Nobody told me. And because I don't read a lot of fantasy and because Tiana doesn't read a lot of fantasy, we actually co-opted a local author to run our fantasy. She writes fantasy, so we co-opted her to run our group.
Smart.
In exchange, she picks the books, we give her the book for free, and she runs the book club for us.
Fantastic.
So we still don't have to read any fantasy. It's a win-win. But she likes fantasy and she picks fantastic books. This month they are reading Alex E. Harrow's The Everlasting.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
heard good things. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard good things.
She picks, and they did The Night and the Moth. They did they did Shield and the Sparrow and Rise of the Starling. They did, what is the Daniel Jensen Viking?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember. The Ink Curse Inked in Blood.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe something like that. But she picks the fantasy books because she loves fantasy. It is her favorite thing in the world. And I tend to think if you don't love something yourself, pick somebody who does. Mm-hmm. Find somebody who loves that thing and let them run with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a fantasy book club called Swords and Sheaths, which is fantastic. Then we have a dark romance book called Whispers in the Dark. And the Queen of the Creeps, Sienna, runs it. And it is far and away our most attended book club. Okay. We probably have 25 people consistently coming to that book club month after month after month.
So how do you organize that if you have 25 people? Do you have 25 people talking about the book? Like, how do you divide that large of a group?
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, if you've ever been in a room with 25 people and they're book people, only 4 of them are ever going to talk. It's all introverts. If you're hanging out with book people, it's all introverts. And they want to be in a room with people and they want to learn things and they want to laugh at the jokes. They don't want to talk. They want to be there.
Gosh, I'm thinking about all the events that we've done, Tara, and it's like we're the ones talking the whole time.
Yeah.
And
we try to get people engaged. And sometimes
they listen and they're engaged, but they're like, I'm not going there. I don't want to.
All the time. I like to say all the time, I'm a puppet master. I collect introverts like baseball cards, and then I puppet master them together and make them hang out and do things together. Craft nights are a great way to get people to do things together.
That has worked well.
And then the other thing that I've learned that works really, really well at events is would you rathers about books in particular. We did one of the books that we just read was Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. And we did a bunch of would you rathers about that. And then we did, do you remember when you were in high school, it was like most likely to succeed or most likely to
superlatives,
get hit by a bus or whatever. The superlatives. So we did a bunch of superlatives for Across the Vanishing Sky. And it was like, would you rather, I don't even remember what some of the questions were now, but it was, we found all these would you rathers and then we did all of the superlatives. And that really sort of warms, bless their hearts, warms the introverts up to wanting to be able to like interact. Because really what I'm learning is the booktroverts especially, they want to interact, but they need that like icebreaker stuff. Do not ever ask an introvert a fun fact about themselves. It's like all of the doors will close down.
My worst nightmare. Get up and tell us a fun fact.
Corporate fun facts, man.
No fun fact about me. Leave me alone.
Nope. There are no fun. I am the funnest person on the planet. There's never been a fun fact about me.
Same.
But
can't relate.
Would you rathers are a fun way to get people to start talking about things.
Yeah.
Way more fun than fun facts for sure.
Yeah, a good this or that. I love a good this or that. Yeah. It's a good one.
Yep. So Whispers in the Dark has read Den of Vipers. They are.
We love Den of Vipers.
We do.
We did love Den of Vipers.
We are really lucky in Missoula. We have a huge. So we're a university town. We're a liberal arts school, and we have a huge creative writing community, and we have a huge romance community here. We are really, really lucky to be able to feature a ton of indie authors and a ton of local authors.
That's awesome.
So I think it was the second or the third book that the Dark Romance Club is called Whispers in the Dark. And the second or third book that they read was by a brand new author. It was her first book that she's ever published. Her name is A.H. Joy. The book is called Get Me Out. And it is flawless. It is so much fun, and it is such a good read. Highly recommend if you're a dark romance reader and you need like a little, like, quick, I need a lawn chair and a White Claw and a book to buzz through for an afternoon. It is top notch.
Okay.
They're currently reading Dolls and Daggers by D.L. Darby, which is also really excellent.
Mm-hmm.
But getting the 25 people in a room to talk is really easy once they've been together a couple of times. And they start to feel safe together. If they know I am comfortable and I am in a safe place. And to do that, you just have to have a strong moderator who is going to shut down the shit that things can get out of hand. You're going to have 2 or 3 strong personalities in that room, and you just have to make sure, like, at this point, pretty much everybody knows it's my room, and I'm going to be the one in charge, and nobody's really going to get away with anything.
Okay,
that's good. Boundaries are important. We love boundaries.
Absolutely.
On that note, speaking of,
so then
my next question is related to this gala. So you transitioning from a book club style hosting to hosting a gala and something of that level of detail, talking on boundaries. First, how do you decide to get into that? And then when you're hosting something like that, what does that look like from a planning and execution standpoint, from the night of? What are some of the things that are important for you?
So again, this goes back to the board of directors. We live here in Western Montana, and there are not a huge number of these kinds of sort of fantasy events. We have a couple that are on the eastern side of the state, but if you've ever been to Montana, you'll understand that it is huge. The state of Montana is roughly the same size as Germany. And so if you're on the other side of the state, you might as well be on an entirely different planet. And then there's another like a bookish event that happens over in Eastern Washington. And those are really our choices when it comes down to like bookish events. There's one that just popped up that's going to happen in Bozeman, but that's sort of happening. That popped up the same time as Bound. Bound is the Dark Fantasy Gala that FMC is going to host in September on the 26th and 27th. And it comes from a night at the end of book club when the board of directors, who is the group of women that tells me what to do, said, we want an excuse to dress up in the clothes that we never get to wear. And I said, bet, say less. And the very first thing that I did, because I know my limitations, I went down the street to the hotel that's the nicest place in town. And I talked to the girl who works behind the front desk. So I said, Katie, who puts on the best weddings in town? And she gave me a phone number, and I immediately called and I said, all right, Autumn, let's throw a wedding without a ceremony. And she said, let's do it. So that's basically what we're doing is we're throwing a huge wedding with no ceremony. We have a seated, plated, fall-themed, local-sourced dinner.
Wow.
During which we will have burlesque dancers throughout the room. It's taking place at a historic venue here in Missoula. It's an old railroad substation that's been so cool revamped to become a 21st century event venue.
Okay.
So we're going to have a seated dinner, burlesque dancers during dinner, the entire thing. They're going to read smut during dinner.
Wow.
And after dinner, we're going to have a shibari demonstration because I think rope is cool. We have a dance floor. We have a bar. We're going to have the girls from down the road that do the tattoos that we partner with. We're going to be out there doing tattoos.
That's awesome.
We are partnered with a permanent jewelry company that's going to come out and do permanent jewelry.
So cool.
And it's really, really, really exciting. And the idea stemmed from, we just want to be able to wear the pretty clothes that live in our closets that we don't have anywhere to wear them to. Let's throw a party. And it became fantasy attire is, admired, but not required. But if you show up in your jeans and your hoodies, Tara's going to throw your ass out.
Good.
So
yeah.
that's pretty much how the gala came to be.
Yeah.
The following day, across the street from the bookstore, there's an art community center. We're going to do an author panel. We have 5 authors that are coming to Missoula, one of whom is a New York Times bestseller, who are going to come and they're going to speak at the panel. And then we're doing a sort of an elevated scholastic book fair where we've got merchants from all over Montana coming to sell their sort of bookish goods.
That's so cool.
We're going to have brunch. It's going to be a blast. So I'm really, really excited about it. One of the authors is an introvert, and she's local to Missoula, and she's very popular, and she doesn't do events. This is one of 2 events she's going to do this year. And
That's
I'm
amazing.
really, really excited to be able to partner
exciting.
with her. So
Yeah.
we're really excited.
I love how this idea of, because a lot of times we haven't been to a gala before, but we see all the news about them and, how there's a focus on the party, but with yours, it's more of a focus on the community and bringing in all these different aspects of the community and celebrating that in this one big party. So I love that you're incorporating all these different businesses that are just going to shine in the community and all their different, the unique aspects that they have. And, I love how community centered it is.
Missoula's really, really important to me. This part of the country raised me, and it made me who I am. I want to share all of the best parts of this part of the world with every single person I have the opportunity to. I think that there's a misunderstanding about what Western Montana especially is like, because of the way that we get portrayed in media in particular. I think Yellowstone does us a real disservice. I think that as great of a show as that is, and as much as I love Rip as much as the next guy, I think there's so much more here than, cowboys throwing people off cliffs. And I really want to take the opportunity to show as many people as I can that we have a lot more going on than that. So it's really an exciting place to be, and it's an incredible place to be from.
That's amazing. I mean,
and
think of all the stereotypes of Florida.
Now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But think of all the we have. People think, oh, you're from Florida, you must have Disney, and you have the Florida man, and that is
an extremely low IQ by default. You must be dumb. You live in Florida. All the stereotypes are just
Yep. And it's hard. It can be really hard to go, to any other part of the country and be asked, "Oh, you ride horses to school?" Yeah, well, no.
But if I would.
Some of us, I'm sure, do.
What if I could?
But not all of us. Yeah. Right?
Okay, so Bound is a big event that's coming this year. You said September 26th.
Huge event, yeah.
Yes. So what goals do you have for FMC Books and for the rest of 2026? And are there any other events or that you'll be attending or hosting for this year or even in the works for next year?
Wait, really quick question. Are tickets still available for Bound? Can people still go?
Tickets are still available for Bound. They're available through the end of July. Part of the reason that we're shutting down ticket sales at the end of July is because we still need time to, among other things, we're sending out real physical invitations, paper invitations. We need to calligraphize.
Yeah.
I don't know how you conjugate that verb. All of the invitations, we need to manage all of the catering. All of the food is locally sourced. So there needs to be time to get the food together so that it can be prepared and served at an appropriate time. So we're shutting down invitations on July 31st to give us time to prepare all of that other stuff. Tickets are still available. On Saturday night, you're getting basically 4 live events plus dinner. And then on Sunday morning, you're getting brunch, an author panel, and a book fair all rolled into one.
Wow.
So if you want to come to both events, we've also got, like I said, we've got a great partnership with lots of the local businesses here in town. Among those is there's a block of hotel rooms that have been set aside for us down the road.
That's amazing.
And Katie, I mean, we're just really trying to showcase what we've got going on here. We live in an incredible place, and I just want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to experience that.
Yes, absolutely. And the episode that we're on right now is going to air ahead of that drop dead ticket date.
Perfect.
So for those listening, you still have time.
Great.
Get on the website, right? We can buy tickets at FMC website. Is that where we can go get them? Okay.
FMCbooks.com.
FMCbooks.com.
Absolutely.
Go check them out if you want to get some tickets to go check out the Bound Gala. Get dressed up. I know we all know you've got clothes sitting there that you haven't worn in a long time. Let's get them out and dust them off. And who wouldn't want to go out to Montana? It's gonna be gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous in the fall. And what a unique opportunity!
There's nowhere better than There's
There's
absolutely nowhere better than Western Montana in the
I'm
fall.
like sitting here. I'm like, Tara, do you need podcasts and do you need announcers? Do you need, like, what do you need? Like, I can get dressed up. Let me go. It sounds wonderful.
Come on out.
Mhm.
We'd love to. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find that perfect balance between fantasy and just absolutely sexy. Where can we find that? Where can we find that like happy medium and sort of we're really, really lucky. It's going to be a pretty intimate venue. A lot of times these conventions tend to be like 10,000 or 20,000 or 25,000 people. This is an event for 200 people.
Okay.
Nice.
That's all.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
it. 200 people can come. And then that's it. We're sold out. There's no more space.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I secretly hope by the time this airs, it's already sold out. But I also, if it's not, and we'll let
I
you
do
know.
too.
Yeah. But amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask, we're going to transition now to our Down That Rabbit Hole segment. I wanted to take a moment, and we've talked about this quite a bit, where you can buy your books and why the choice to shop small is so important. I think in the world and vein of how there's been an explosion of indie bookstores, and this has been such a good thing. And I wanted to talk to you, Tara, a little bit about the choice to shop small and read indie from indie bookstore sellers. And I'll be honest with you, I'm more of a Kindle girly myself, but the way I shop small is I love a book trophy. Okay, I got to go get my little sprayed edges. I like to get all my little accessories, all my things. I buy all my stuff that are in our local bookstores as well. And so can you tell us also a little bit about the importance of pre-orders? Because there's always all these pre-order campaigns. And if you don't really know about that world or what that is, I thought having a bookseller on to tell us would be really, really helpful for our listeners to know and understand the importance.
So the first thing that a pre-order campaign does is it tells the publisher how many books to print. If an author is really excited about their book and they can get readers really excited about their book, it's going to signal to the publisher that we need to print more copies. We've all gone to the bookstore. We've all gone to whatever store it is, and we've gotten there and there aren't enough copies. And that's incredibly frustrating. So pre-order campaigns really signal to the publisher how many physical copies of a book need to be printed.
Okay.
And that, because we as booksellers report our pre-order numbers back to the publisher to say, I've pre-sold 40 or 50 copies. Take ACOTAR 6, for instance. I have already pre-sold 50 copies of that. It's the book I've sold the most of in 2026. And it hasn't even been printed yet.
We don't even know a title yet. So
No.
Right? We know it's a hardcover. We go to the publisher and we say, I need X number of copies of this book. And they go, okay, great. That's how many copies are already sold by the crazy book girls who are really into this title. We can extrapolate out how many more aren't as obsessed and how many more we should be able to print after that.
Mhm.
So it's really, really important. If you are excited about a book, if there is a series that you are in the middle of and you know you're going to read the next one and you see that the author has posted on Instagram that their pre-orders are available, it is super important that you reach out to your indie bookseller and you say, I want to pre-order this book. That signals to the author that there's excitement. It signals to the publisher that there's excitement. And it does an amazing thing for the bookseller, which is that it puts cash in our pockets so that we can keep our lights on and our doors open so that we can continue to sell the books that are already on the shelf. Pre-orders are unbelievably important to booksellers because it prepays for things that we otherwise... I wouldn't, if it wasn't for pre-orders and the money that I stay off of after 6, that's paid my phone bill, my light bill, and, my water bill just by selling a book that's not even out yet.
So let me ask you this.
Unbelievably important.
Do you ship anywhere nationwide? So if people wanted to...
We're nationwide.
Yes.
Yep. We ship nationwide. Absolutely. We also are really lucky because we have got some really great, I'm sure you've seen them online. Lots of bookstores have them where they get like a publisher or an author will release an exclusive art print or a book plate or stickers or something like that to entice people to buy from this indie publisher or this indie bookseller versus this indie bookseller or something like that. So reach out to those. When you see those things pop up, I know it's really enticing to wait to see the 25% off at Barnes & Noble or to wait until it's, way below cost or whatever at Amazon. But Amazon does not need your money. Barnes & Noble does not need your money. Independent booksellers need your money. They're putting their kids through school. They're buying groceries. They're keeping the lights on. They're keeping their book clubs running. And the money that goes to independent booksellers in your town or in towns that are not corporate run, that money recirculates so many more times, so much faster locally than at those big corporations. And and I'm on a soapbox, I'll admit, but go down to your local
That's the point.
Independent whatever seller. Whether it's down the rabbit hole, right?
Yes.
Here I go. Whether it's your independent bookseller or it's your independent hardware store or it's your independent tattoo shop or it's your independent whatever it is, find your independent retailers and go make friends with your shop owners because they know cool shit. I can tell you right now where the food trucks are tonight. It's right now Tuesday night at 7:30 in Missoula, Montana. I can tell you where the food trucks are. I know where they are. I'm just because I'm around the corner from them.
Yeah.
The independent retailers in the town that you live in, they know the cool shit that's happening. They know where to get the concert tickets that are going to the concert that you want to go to. They know when the thing that's coming to town is going to be there first because we all talk to each other. Yeah. We have a weird, it's not a group chat exactly, but we run into each other on the street. And a lot of us are sort of mentoring and big sistering and little sistering each other all the time.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of,
and you're hosting events like Bound, and you're bringing in the local hotels, you're bringing in the local, all these local venues and different vendors that are participating in local events, and pre-orders help support being able to venture and do these types of events. And we agree with you, Tara, wholeheartedly. One of the big pieces that we talk about all the time of supporting local. I mean, we're a local small business ourselves, right? And so thinking on that level of understanding that community is what continues to build your brand. And you directly, first of all, you're supporting literacy, which what better thing can you possibly want to support than literacy? Like, name something bigger than that. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's like, what other thing you want to get behind than that? But no, I think it's great. I think I didn't even really fully understand the impact of the pre-orders in that level. I didn't really ever think of it beyond like, I get the book later. I didn't know you all like were paid at the time of pre-order. That's a different thing for me to understand. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. We can use that money to do things today. And then when the book comes in later, you basically are getting the book for free because you paid for it in June. When it comes out in September, you're like,
math.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
My husband's like, didn't you pre-order these books? Because I'll go in and pick up Michelle and I's books. Like, I have 4 or 5 on pre-order right now with our local bookstore. And I'll go in and I'll pick them up. And I walk out and I have more stuff. And he's like, I thought you were just picking up the thing you already pre-ordered. I'm like, well, yeah, I did pick that up. But I already paid for that like 3 months ago.
On June budget.
Yeah.
This is September budget. It doesn't matter.
These
this
numbers
is a whole different
are
budget.
not real. They already happened.
Right.
No.
100%.
Yeah. And so that generates revenue too, because I always I can choose the option to ship. I always choose to go in store because I know that I'm going to go in the store and there's going to be some other shit that I absolutely have to take home with me every time.
And the bookseller's going to have read something fantastic lately and go, Danny, you have to read this book I just finished.
Exactly.
You're going to love it. The other thing that I'd like to encourage is I know that it can be really, really daunting to think like, oh, I have to give up Amazon. And I know that for a lot of people in a lot of different parts of the country, that's just not feasible. But if you can do one thing less from a giant corporation, you've made an incredible impact. I know it's easy to be like, oh, I'm just going to swing by Target. But if instead of stopping by Target, you stopped by a local bookstore to pick that book up, or you stopped by a locally owned farmer's market, incredible option. Instead of going to, I don't know what the example would be where you guys are, Yokes or Albertsons or Ralph's or whatever it is.
Albertsons. I haven't seen Albertsons in Florida in for a long time. We have Publix, but I remember Albertsons.
Oh, Publix.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. But if any opportunity that you have to just do one little thing, you don't have to completely revamp your entire life.
Agreed.
I don't think that you could probably buy laundry detergent from not a multi-mega corporation.
Right.
I just don't know that would be feasible for most people. But you could maybe, buy your flour from the bakery instead of, maybe there are ways to do it if you take a little bit of time and you think about it. There's also there are ways if you want to take a little bit of time and
no,
put a
I
little thought
fully
into it.
agree.
Yeah.
I think too is even ordering food, eateries, things like that. There's ways to support the smaller brands versus the big chain restaurants. All that kind of stuff. I think, again, going to the bookseller point, I didn't realize the impact of pre-orders. So thank you for educating us on that, Tara. That was very insightful and something that we didn't know. I don't know if you knew that, Michelle.
No, I didn't.
Awesome. Very successful down the rabbit hole, Tara. All right. It is. Oh, go ahead.
And also,
tell us.
Danny, I also wanted to tell you, you said you're a Kindle girly. And I want to challenge you. May I challenge you?
Sure.
Check out bookshop.org. Bookshop.org is an alternative to Kindle.
Okay.
They sell ebooks, but you can buy them from your local independent bookstore. And instead of the profit going to a huge conglomerate, they'll kick that profit back to your local independent bookstore. So just as a shout out, FMC Books has I
didn't know that.
Has a bookshop.org
I didn't know
storefront. I thought you might not. And I bet your local, if I'm not mistaken, is New Romantics. And I bet New Romantics has a bookshop.org.
How does that work then?
Ebook option
to do
too.
do you just do it on your phone? Like you read them or okay?
As far as I'm aware, yeah. Yep. They have a bookshop.org app, and that's another way that we don't have to do anything. We as booksellers, Libro.fm is the way that we sell audiobooks.
Yeah.
Bookshop.org is the way that we sell ebooks, and we sell physical books in the shop. But those are ways that you can support your local and not have to give up. You want to read on an e-reader or you want to listen to audiobooks. You don't have to give your money to the big evil corporation. You can give your money back to the locals because there are these nonprofits that have found ways around, the big evil monster corporations that are, trying to destroy the world.
Yeah. That's depressing.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Yeah. Well, now it's time for Mystery Q&A. So these questions are completely random and have not been shared with any of us prior to asking. So my question is, what is, and I don't think me and Danny have specifically talked about this. Maybe we have. But what is your summer emotional support drink?
Ooh, I don't think we have talked about that. Tara goes first as our guest.
I'm a strict water drinker.
Okay.
I live in a part of the world where my house is on a well. First of all, we have a great aquifer here in Missoula, and I'm a strict water drinker.
Mhm.
But if I'm getting a treat, it is an iced white chocolate Americano,
Ooh.
Okay.
which is I am not a milk drinker
Okay.
because it makes my tummy hurt.
Same.
So it's an iced white chocolate Americano every single time.
Okay.
And then I'd have too much caffeine and I have an anxiety attack.
We don't like
Okay.
this. We don't talk about the second part.
No.
That
No.
doesn't exist.
Right. No.
We enjoy the drink
No.
at the
It's never
time.
from It's never from the coffee.
No.
It's always from whatever happens that caused the anxiety.
Yeah,
Why did you
exactly.
talk to me and cause me stress? It was definitely not the coffee.
your fault.
It's all the screen time. I need blue light filters. That's what it is,
Yes.
All right, Danny.
So thinking out loud, I guess we talked about this a little bit. Us being in Florida, it's like next level hot, right? It's like
Ugh,
surface of the sun,
humid,
fry a literal egg, like
disgusting.
you're dying hot. We're in a dark place. It's not. Don't come
Not
here in the
fun.
summer. Anyway, there are a lot of lemonade flavors in the summer, and I am also a water girly, huge water girly. But give me like some fancy lemonade that has like an extra. And I saw there was a TikTok or maybe it was Instagram the other day of this girl who had. Now I'm gonna have to find her handle. She came up with this brilliant idea. There's off the coast of Florida. There's all these like little. They're not really islands, but they're like these little like sandbar islands that people will like boat up to and party or whatever, or fish or whatever people do, read their book on their boat. Literally, this is a real thing. And she created a boat lemonade stand. She's like in her 20s or 30s, and on the weekends, this is like her little pop up.
Okay.
And she boats out and she sells lemonade. And the way that if I ever saw her, I'd buy all the different ones because she has like 4 or 5 really cool, like bespoke handmade cottage kitchen type deal. Like she makes it herself. I'm like, I would like all the flavors. I would like to try all of those.
Like ice cream truck, but lemonade stand?
Yeah. And so like, I have to cut it with water, Tara, because it's so sweet for me. I can't, like, the lemonades are so strong because I drink a lot of water too. But I will try them all.
Right.
And then I will hand them to my son and see if he taste tests. But yes, I love a good multi-flavored lemonade option.
All right.
I love that.
So I don't know what the exact term for it is called, but it's not dirty water. What's it called? I don't know. It's like mixing
Dirty
the water
soda?
with a bunch of, no, not dirty soda. So because I'm still breastfeeding, so I need to keep my hydration up. So I normally drink water, but sometimes water is boring. So I've been using like liquid IV packets, and then I like mix it with like a bunch of different like, okay, well, I'm going to add a little bit of juice in here. I'm going to add some coconut water. I'm going to make this like big hydration drink that doesn't taste like water, but it's still going to hydrate me because I need all the liquid in my body. So I've been really doing that a lot, just to keep my hydration up. So that's like my summer go-to.
Kids call it a graveyard soda. My kids would call it a graveyard soda, where they take the cup and they put like 7-Up and root beer and Coke and Diet Coke and orange and all the
The
flavors.
suicide, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. No,
I mean,
yeah,
suicide.
But,
Yeah,
like
that's basically what it's
healthier.
called.
That, but like
With like the
Suicide
grown-up,
water.
the
elevated,
grown-up
delicious
version of I'm making like a concoction of different things. So with
Perfect.
like,
I love it.
and there's different flavors with the liquid IV powder and
Yeah,
and
you
then
can get
coconut
creative
water
with
and
it.
all the different things. Yeah. So that's my go-to right now because it's so damn hot.
Perfect.
All right, Danny, what's your question?
Since
Danny,
yours was
give me more
food
time to go.
related, I'm trying to think. I was gonna go with something like completely off the wall of like if you could like play any sport professionally,
Oh.
what would you do? What would you play or do? What would you want? Like it doesn't have to be something you're actually good at. This is just like in a
Oh.
complete dream world, right? And that we can thank this came from when I was thinking of it, it came from Deep End. I was thinking about the book and I was like, oh, she's a swimmer and she's like really good. Like they both are. That'd be cool. Like, what would you do if you could have a redo of like, I want to be really good at this like one sport?
I'd be an absolute fangirl and say that I would play rugby mostly because I just want to be friends with Alona Mar.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, is
Yes.
that allowed?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Like,
She's
I don't know
fantastic.
anything. I don't know anything about rugby.
No, me neither.
I just know what it's like to be tall and bigger than everyone else. And I just want to be best friends with Alona Mar. So if I got to play a sport ever, I would pick rugby and I would be best friends with Alona Mar.
I love that.
That's my dream.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that dream so much. Such a good dream.
What I want. That's what I want.
It's a great
I want-
answer.
And if I have the opportunity, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's amazing.
If my podcast journey turns into anything, can I be on House of Mar? Please.
Sure. I would love to be on House of Mar.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I
This
would
is my second podcast.
find us.
And I'm working my way up to House of Mar.
Hey, we appreciate being along on the journey.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Tara, for for being part of.
I will bring you. You guys
Yes.
can put me for House of Mar.
Oh yeah, that'd be
I just
great.
want to talk to Alona Mar. That's my dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her sisters. They're
I
all
will-
fantastic.
I will.
Yeah.
I don't know either of their names. I am in love with Alona. I have such a crush on her.
Yeah. I get that.
All right.
All right, Michelle.
Okay, so I don't know if you knew this about me, but I played basketball very competitively when I was in high school. I was actually like college bound recruited. But I gave that up over a stupid decision. So if I had to redo it, I would actually go and play college basketball like I was dreaming of when I was in like elementary school. So that would be my redo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
It's not fun, but it's more of the
I
I made
mean,
a dumb decision
I would
when I was
want to
18.
be yeah, so in the same vein as like I feel like I would just want to hang out with like the Shawn Johnsons and the Simone Biles of the world, and I would love to be an Olympic gymnast if I can just be anything. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. That would be cool. That'd be
Their
I'm gonna hang out-
fearlessness. Oh, I'm just saying.
I'll
Love
hang
it.
out with Alona Mar, and Michelle can hang out with Caitlin Clark and Sophie
Mhm.
Cunningham.
Yes. all
And
the WNBA
Danny can
players,
hang
yeah.
out with Shawn Johnson and Simone Biles. And we will all
We'll
be
convene-
the
we'll
happiest girls in the
convene.
whole wide world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the best book club. Oh my God,
so
you guys
good.
just have a book club.
That would be such a good book club.
That would
Truly.
be so much fun.
Such a
That
good
would be
book
such
club.
a fun book club.
Yes. Fantastic book club.
Mhm.
All right, Tara, your turn if you would like to ask us a question.
Okay, so my question is, if we were to get into your vehicle right now and your aux cord was to kick on and the music was to pop on and be blaring, what would be playing in your car right now?
Okay, if it
Michelle, you can
immediately
go.
connected to my Spotify, so I flip between audiobooks on Spotify because I use Spotify the audiobooks to add on. So right now I'm
Uh-huh.
finishing up Of Quarter Silver Flames, but usually because I have a 5-year-old, whatever the fuck she wants to listen to at that point in time, which is a range of
Uh-huh.
whatever random ass Disney movie she wants to watch, or she's like a Swiftie, but she's like the not like when Swiftie was like Taylor Swift was like cutesy. She's more of like the what's the album? It's all black and white. She likes listening to like
Reputation.
Bad Blood.
Reputation.
Yeah, the Reputation album.
Reputation.
Yeah. So I'm like, why are you so sassy? Like, she's just like sitting in the back seat
Uh-huh.
with her little high voice, like, screaming out bad blood. I'm like, okay, relax. No one's done you dirty like that. So just chill. So yeah, that's my car. At any point in time, it's either right now it'd either play A Quarter of Silver Flames or probably Bad Blood would pop on, depending on who had control over my Spotify.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be. I've been on a heavy sleep token binge for like some time. Okay, I've been on that binge for like all the different albums for like 6 to 8 months. But then I also have a big mix on Spotify right now. There's one that's called I Don't Know, Bro. We're living in 2026, but we're listening like it's 2016. So I have that, which is like a whole mix. And then I also have, I don't know, I make a lot of my own playlists, but it can vary. So like I was on a somber kick for a while. I've listened to, literally all kinds of things. So you just never know. But literally right now, if it were to come on, I think what I have on here, let's see what would be the next song. It's the Chainsmokers. That's what's coming on. And it's just because it's on a like a Spotify loop. So, but I love everything.
Chances are, if we got into my car right now, we'd either be listening to Harvest Season because I still need to finish that for book club later today. Or we would be listening to the Life of a Showgirl, probably, because I'm sort of celebrating Taylor Swift got married this weekend, and I tend to be a pretty hardcore Swiftie.
We're happy.
No judgment in that.
No, we're very happy for her. Having teenage daughters, or does that help that?
Yeah, I sort of drug Evie along into the Swiftiness with me. I was the Swiftie first, not her.
Okay. It's important that we're honest with ourselves, Tara.
All right. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what's coming up next in Book Club After Dark.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to be continuing our reread, very high level ACOTAR review. So we're doing the whole series. We're only doing one episode per book. We're doing it super high level. You have lots of other podcasts out there who are deep diving it. We are doing it in preparation for what's coming up this fall. Tara talked about it a little bit. So don't forget your pre-orders, which, by the way, you can do on their website as well, because they will ship them to you. FMC ships nationwide. So you can go to fmcbooks.com, support a local Montana bookshop. Their website's awesome. They've got all kinds of good stuff there. And Tara, thank you for being on the show. You've been a fantastic guest. We've loved having you. There are still tickets available for their gala coming up, and tickets close at the end of July. They're located on 123, is it West Main Street? Okay, West Main Street in Missoula, Montana. And what more of a bookish name could you have than that? So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we appreciate you, Tara, so much for being on the show today. We learned so much about the bookseller industry, and we really loved having you. So thanks for being here with us tonight.
Yeah, it was such a pleasure. And don't forget, to our listeners, we want to hear from you. So if you have thoughts on anything we talked about tonight or suggestions for future reads, drop a comment below or message us on one of our social media platforms at Book Club After Dark Pod. Show us your fan art theories or anything bookish you'd like to share.
You can also visit our website, bookclubafterdark.co, stay up to date on our cozy content and check out our merch. Tara, did you want to drop anything in there before we sign off? No? Okay. Well, we appreciate you so much for being here, and we are so glad. We've had some audio issues. It happens. Look, it's the nature of the beast. It's what we do. But we adapt and overcome, as all women do, especially when they are combined forces. So we are so glad that we had you on the show tonight. And we appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Yep. That's all for tonight. Sleep tight, night owls. Until next time, happy reading.
Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you. That was fun.